today I am going to be doing something a little bit different I probably haven't done in a while. It is a fanfiction reading, but I used to do creepypastas every once in a while, but they were bad and they were Windows Movie Maker, and this is going to be Sony Movie Studio, so hopefully this will be much better than the other ones I did a while ago. Yes, I will be playing Feral Heart. And this one will probably be a no-brainer to you. If it's going to be a fanfiction, it's obviously going to be something about you-know-who, and it's something about you-know-who. It is a thing I have read before, actually. But it is an explicit Reader X Sans thing, and here we go. I guess it's gonna be weird. Now, you had always grown up around the phrase, karma is a bitch, but in this particular case, you had a feeling that the outcome would prove to be quite enjoyable. That wasn't to say you weren't about to receive your fair share of torment, however, because you knew from the way Sans was looking at you that you were in for a ride. I'm gonna try read it in this Shrek is Love Shrek is Live voice now. Sans? He hummed idly. Fillings tracing randomized shapes in your stomach. I can't move, you explained, glancing up at the blue mist that was secured around your wrists. Each time you tried to tug them free, the magic only pinned them further against the bed, denying you your liberty. That's kind of the point, he drawled, kneeling before your nude body. You swallowed thickly, eyes following his every movement as he took his sweet time touching you. Oh yes. He was most certainly going to pay you back for what you'd done to him earlier. You're really soft, he murmured, the timbre of his voice holding an air of intrigue. The blue glow in his eye flared up as the tips of his fingers rubbed affectionate circles against your skin, dragging leisurely to and fro. The place he set was tortuously slow, teasing out, even by every right. But you weren't surprised. He was about to drag on until you were a quivering, cleaving mass. His wicked grin promised as much. You're beautiful, you know that, right? His eyes were on you now, gaze so intense that you flushed beneath his penetrating stare. He chuckled, the sound rumbling in his ribcage, fingers dancing across the plane of your body, kneading here and there. It felt good, and you groaned appreciatively as you worked a few previously tense muscles. The look on his face was endearingly enraptured as he felt them loosen, palms splaying themselves across your skin as he continued an exploration. You squeaked when you suddenly hit a particularly sensitive spot, your body jerking in surprise. Sans, you murmured, a smile beginning from your lips. What was that? He mused, flaky sliding into your inner thighs, a thickle, sensitive flesh there. Your legs jolted and your head canted backwards, like giggles and laughter suddenly spilling from your lips. Sorry, did you say something? He pressed. You laughed, nudging him with your knee. He caught your flailing limb and coiled his fingers around your calf, his grin seemingly widened and nuzzle, his cheek against the flesh. When you just touched me, you hadn't meant for your tone to sound as breathy and impatient as it did. I am touching you. Oh god, he mimicked your words from earlier, and you groaned. You should have been expecting that response, but it didn't stop you from wriggling around in discontent. The skeleton chuckled, one hand pressing down against your stomach to steady you. Take it easy, I'm paddling you, this will be worth it. Despite his reassuring, you weren't quite sold. You rolled your hips in an attempt to grind against him, rumbling against your breath when you were thwarted once more by his magic pressing you into the mattress. His fingers ghosted beneath your chin, tilting it upwards as he leaned in close, breath splaying across your lips. It swelled in the pits of your stomach and spiraled all the way down to the tips of your toes, and as your heart roared in your chest, your breath hitched as a blue tongue traced your bottom lip, teeth nibbled on your plump flesh, his grin eternally amused as you whimpered beneath him. The more he teased you, the more sensitive you became, until he quivered beneath his looming figure. He would start and stop, drag you to a level of near insanity, and then spare you small, gratifying touches. This lasted for longer than you could keep track of, until even the smallest breath against your skin had the potential to make you unravel at the seams. Do you have any idea how crazy it made me? How much he tried to be wild? His tone was a low rasp, betraying his own need. His hands still were barely touching you, only stimulating you just enough to make you restless. and you could do nothing but ride beneath him. I want you so badly. Fuck, I want all of you. You're panting now, the wispy breaths mingling with his own as he hovered just shy of your lips, your legs, your hips, your ass, your lips. He squeezed each individual area, fingertips digging hard enough to bruise. I want it all. Then take it, you pleaded, pressing against your forehead, against your own. Take me. His grin widened. Hey, so eager to go into the bone zone! He teased you, sliding a hand down your entrance and tracing around the edge. The contact was solid and firm, unlike the previous caresses, and your finger jolted beneath him in response. His spine bent inwards as he lowered himself between your legs, his special blue tongue flicking out from behind his teeth. The blue appendage slid up your leg, leaving it in his wake a trail of glistening saliva that seemed to evaporate on its own. You nibbled your bottom lip, stifling a moan as he drew nearer and nearer to where you wanted him to be. He was so close now you could feel his breath rush against your crotch, and your hips quaked in anticipation. But the gratitude never came. Instead, Sans leaned back at him, glint in his lidded gaze. You groaned in protest, wiggling in his magic's grasp to attempt you free of your restraints as Sans had done to his own. Turns out frail ribbons were a lot easier to snap than magic was because your efforts proved futile. He seemed to be enjoying watching you slow her, but you have sent him some sort of frenzied and desperate look because his resolve to torment you wavered at long last. He chuckled, giving you a nonchalant shrug as he positioned himself above you. Alright, have it your way. Hold on tight. Oh god, here we go. He thrusted you without further delay, and the feeling that being built at last had you moaning wantonly from the start. Sans grunted above you, fingers playing across your hips as he hoisted them to attain a better angle. The pace he set was still slow and leisurely, and you dug your heels into his spine. Something wrong, babe? He questioned casually, and you whimpered and met his gaze, pulling back in a frenzied snarl. Faster! Just fuck me already, Sans. Please! He cried, too overstimulated to feel him take much more of this teasing. You needed a release, and he didn't seem to require much more persuasion. His next thrust sent your body lurching against the mattress, your lips parting as a sharp grasp pressed forth. Pleasure rocketed through every nerve ending, your entire form, heat coiling through your limbs and pooling in your groin. Your hands tried to curl around something in your bliss, but you couldn't move them with his magic restraining them. Sans held you close, panting into your hair as his hips jutted forwards, his cock swelling and pulsing within you as he filled you to the brim. Tears collected at the edges of your eyes, and your mouth worked to form silent curses, your thighs shaking the faster he rubbed against you. Sans' name was a tremulous exhale on your tongue, and he hitched your legs up higher. You were so close, just a little more. Sans, your head crashed against a pillow, his body quaking pressure. Please let me, please let me touch you, please, I need, tell me what you need. I need you to fuck me hard, Sans, I need you to touch you, to feel you. God, just, you didn't disappoint. You squeezed your eyes shut, colors exploding behind your lashes, every nerve in your body sang with ecstasy, your heart pounding against your chest. You gulped down air, squeezing out moans as he pounded you relentlessly, his grip on your thighs tightened, grin broadening, and then all at once, your mobility was returned to you. The second his magic relinquished its hold on you, your hands flew from above your head to his shoulders, clinging onto them as if they stood a chance of keeping you afloat in your euphoric state. Your nails scraped at his clavicles, and he grunted above you, hips stuttering for a moment before doubling in their effort. Shit, you're really tight. You gotta come, babe. He answered his breathless inquiry with a deep, low moan that stemmed directly from the depths of your chest, causing his thrust to turn absolutely primal. Your hands migrated from shoulders to the headboards and finally to the sheets, clawing desperately at the fabric as your back began to arch. Tagby was too sensitive, and Sans knew this. You're so beautiful right now, so sexy, so close, so close. Go on, say my name. Scream it so everyone can hear. So close. Fuck! You whimpered, getting the girl. Your whole body quivered as his name ripped from your throat in a loud cry. Everyone within a 2-mile radius could probably hear you, but you didn't care. You didn't have the mind to be abashed about it at this point. You came hard, your inner was clutching and spasming around his dick. He milked your orgasm for everything it was worth, continuing to run through. Inigo's race towards his own climax, hand clenched. Words were spilled and broken in coherent phrases, and you knew he wasn't going to last much longer. He showered you with whispered words of praise as he comes to your lips of your release, and somehow in your blind haze of pleasure, you had them trying to rock your hips against his, assisting him in his tumble over the edge. Shit, babe, I can't anymore coming. I feel more thrust, and he spilled himself inside of you, bones rattling, and fingers clutching desperately in your body. His breasts were heavy, heated pants that pillowed against your shoulder, where his head lay tucked. For a while, the two of you stayed like that, just holding one another, drowning in each other's tremulous breaths. Your fingers clutched at his shoulders, and his roved over your sides, head falling, the rest against your chest. He groaned heavily, his phantasmal cock dissipating as he sadly pulled out from you. Wait, hold on, shit. Hold on. Sorry about that. Hold on, technical difficulties. He groaned heavily, his phantasmal cock dissipating as he steadily pulled out from you. You smiled in exhaustion, flicking your gaze down to the satiated skeleton that lay on your side. I told you it'd be worth the wait, he boasted in a lazy drawl. You beamed. Hell yeah, it was. The end. Jesus! I know I've read it before, but good God. Okay, I guess that's it. That was really awkward. Well, this is actually part 2 to something. If you're confused by it, said, stuff like what he did to you, or what you did to him earlier and all that. I may do part 1 sometime. I'm sorry if I read part 2 first, but I guess that's it. That's the one where it gets all juicy. So, well, I'll see you guys. My God.